Okay guys, check this out. This is something I've been working on recently. So you know when you have a routing tree, you configure your routes and then sometimes you put in parameters, of course. Those parameters sometimes, maybe usually they come from some kind of entity or a related module. And then when you want to use those routes, then you kind of have to use the routers, use some kind of navigation method and construct the URL appropriately, right? So maybe you have here the complete entity, maybe you just set in parameters, it doesn't matter. The end result is that you end up with a URL that is, it's kind of jiffy, right? Because if I decide one day to change theaters to something else, or maybe change shows to presentations, then this fails, of course. Then again, if my ID changes for something else, then this fails again. Maybe the type changes, maybe the name changes. So we have to kind of figure out a way to maintain strictness and maintain the connection, the relation between our routes configuration, our navigation system, and the entity. So maybe you extract some of the parts, you extract this part into a constant and you use it here, right? Maybe you put this somewhere, maybe you create a navigation service that has the method that receives the entity, and then you deconstruct the entity and pass in the parameters. It doesn't matter. The end result is that it's high maintenance, right? You have to do a lot of stuff to maintain it. So I came up with a solution. It's currently only partial because it supports some of what I just spoke of, but let's see what it does. So if I do something like const theater equals route config 4, I give it my entity theater show, which for some reason doesn't get recognized here. Let's see. Module, I think, yeah. Alright, I do this. I come here, I delete this, and I do theater dot route, put everything as const. So TypeScript has it strong typed. Then I come here, I do const navigate. Sorry, it's gonna be probably a private. Read only navigate equals use navigation X, and I pass it theater routes happen here. Alright, so the cool thing here is that I have an automatically generated service, let's call it. It's an object with automatically generated function properties. They are automatically named and they automatically have strong type, right? So for example, if I want to navigate to, I don't need the router anymore, I can go and do this dot navigate, and I have 4 new methods that were automatically created because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 routes. I can navigate to theaters, and I don't need to pass any parameters. I can navigate to theater's ID. Then it forces me to pass in the theater ID, which is strong typed. So if I pass in theater ID, actually, then okay, so TypeScript sometimes has problems with it, but you can see that this one is a string and my module my model has a number for theater ID, right? So it should say something right now telling me that it's not correct. It just takes a while for TypeScript to do that sometimes. If I try to pass on something else here, I don't know, it yells at me as well. Here it's yelling at me, which is good. It has to be a string. It has to be a number, so this has to be a number, right? If I have more, let's take the deeper route. For example, shows ID. Then I can put in the theater ID and the show ID. So I can do this, show ID, theater ID, and I can do with it whichever. But this naming, it's cool that it's automatically generated, right? But it doesn't necessarily represent what I want it to represent. So I can name my functions by passing here. For example, I can do friendly name theater show details. So this of course is invalid right now, and I have a new method called navigate to show details. Pretty cool, right? Alright, so let's see what it does. If I do this, then I go to the website, which has some kind of error. What do you want? What do you want? Yes, I know what you want. Let's just do something like 5, whatever. What? Of course, it's a string. See? That's nice. So this should be a string, and this I can, or whatever. And if I put something here, then you can see that I navigated to theater number 11 shows /5, which is the fixed number I just put in for the example. That's it. Pretty cool, right?